Welcome back to the MIT TV, where we're going through each element of the 2021 bond with Dr. Todd Robinson, where we've just found out a lot about the new enhancements of the Croswell Elementary School. And now we're looking at enhancing the Early Childhood Learning Center.
We've talked about in our initial intro video, how the Phase 2 or the 2021 facilities bond has a focus on our youngest learners. So enhancing Early Childhood Center, we covered in that previous segment. Now we're talking about innovating our elementary learning environments. So we're investing a significant portion of this bond into our youngest learners, our early childhood students and our elementary facilities. We certainly still have some work to do at the middle school and with our athletic facilities, but the focus switched. It was secondary students in the high school and middle school in Phase 1, and now in Phase 2 it's our youngest learners. Right. We're not talking about building a new elementary school. This is about working on our current facilities, continuing the work that we started in Phase 1. And so there's a couple of key things that would happen across our elementary buildings. Of course, we know Havell Elementary is a newer facility, so they didn't get as much work in Phase 1, but they're certainly going to be a significant part of this. And our older buildings need a little bit more investment. That's just the reality of having school buildings. They like to say a school building has about 50 years of life, but in that 50 years you have to do some work. If you correlate it to your home and you didn't touch your home for 50 years, it would be in disrepair. So, there's a chapter of Romeo Community Schools where, people tell me, like for a couple decades, we really didn't invest in our facilities. And so we started that process back in 2016, and it's time to continue it with Phase 2. So we want to update our elementary media centers. And so media centers are different now. They're not just circulation. They're computers and they're collaborative spaces, and so we really want to have innovative, up-to-date media centers for our kids and our staff. We want to create separate, dedicated art and music rooms. So this past June, the board approved us enhancing our elementary specials program. So we're doubling our fine arts instruction. Kids are getting twice the art and music education that they did prior to this school year. And we're also adding in a dedicated STEM or technology class that has a lot of project-based learning. So now that we've done that, we have to hopefully be able to follow that by improving our facilities to match the curriculum and the instruction we're going to deliver. So different buildings have different needs, but you're going to hear about media center, you're going to hear about art and music, and then when we talk about STEM and robotics, you're also going to hear about a STEM facility. So we want to make sure that we have dedicated space for art, music, and STEM in each of our elementaries, and based on the floor plan and the available space now, the buildings have different needs and will get different additions according to that. So we can renovate space within the building in some cases. We have to add a classroom or two in others. We'll be purchasing some new furniture for all of our classrooms, the media center and everything. Our furniture is in most cases really outdated. It doesn't match the needs of teaching and learning now, so this would give us the opportunity to do that. And then we also want to create an outdoor learning space at each of our elementary, and that might look a little different of where it is, but it's an opportunity, of course seasonally, for our teachers and our staff to do teaching and learning outside. And that can have some unique seating and things like that. Amanda Moore Elementary has an outdoor science center, that needs some love. So, a facility like that would just be renovating what's there, where some of our other buildings really don't have. We have a courtyard at Washington. So there's some unique things based on each building. So new furniture, outdoor learning spaces, art and music. We'll talk a little bit about a STEM facility in a future segment. That's really what we're talking about. We're talking about innovating our elementary learning environments. So Phase 2 has a focus on our young people, and that comes in these two elements, in early childhood and our elementary buildings.
Well, if you guys did the same thing you did at the high school for our elementary at the early learning stage, it's going to be fantastic. How do people find out about the elements of this on their own time in order to be ready for November 2nd?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about this in segment one, but we'll reiterate, we have a dedicated election information page on our website, romeok12.org. There's an icon in the upper left corner for election information, take you right to the page. A series of materials there, frequently asked questions, a fact card, just a lot of information. These video segments, will connect there. So as we build and get more information and we hear more from our voters, we of course will continue to update that page all the way until Election Day.
And it's simply going to your website and clicking on that little button that says
Election information.
Election Information.
You bet.
Fabulous. And there'll be specific areas. If you're interested and you have early young children, there'll be specific areas for you to get all of that specific information.
Yep. And you can't ever go wrong with reaching out to your building principal. Our early childhood director, Janine Beck, but you can also contact me at the administrative offices. Phone, email, we're here to answer questions.
Wonderful, wonderful. And your first step to that is to get registered and to be ready to vote for this important issue on November 2nd. And keep watching the MIT TV because we're going to go through this whole process with you, and this will also be available on the district website. So stay tuned to the MIT TV, and thanks for joining us.